fantasy, caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the skies where it leads. And I'm just a Leeds fan, Leeds from a Leeds family, 'cause it's easy come Marcelo, Heckingbottom had to take me where the winds go, 'cause it really matters where Leeds, where Leeds. Too late, 15 years have gone, sent shivers down my spine, playing League One all the time. Well, goodbye, championship, we've got to go. We gotta leave you all behind. We're taking room. Marcelo, pre-season wasn't right. I sometimes wish we'd never got to Birmingham. I see a little Heckingbottom on the bench. Sack him off, 'cause he's really, really Barnsley. Thunderbolt and lightning, this football is frightening. Leeds. Oh Marcelo, oh Marcelo, oh Marcelo, oh Marcelo, oh Marcelo, let me go. Bielsa's here and the devil built a side for Leeds, for Leeds, for Leeds. So you think you can come here and change my life? Your coaching makes me love you much more than my wife. Whoa, Bielsa, just you listen, Bielsa. Just gotta get right out of this league. Where Leeds, where Leeds. Leeds United matters, anyone can see. Leeds United matters. Leeds United matters to me. Take me where the
Hiya, thanks for watching this.
Marcelo's mine. Don't you know you might find a better way to play? You say that you've never been, but the Premier League dream, it isn't far away. He's gonna start a revolution here in Leeds, and a 1K running her back in anger. Bielsa's eyes.
We've lived our dream in the Champions League. Don Matteo in the San Siro, I can still believe. O'Leary's babes could do nothing wrong. We began to spend, couldn't see an end, but it didn't last long. All leads our way, all leads our way, all leads our way, all leads our way, all leads our way. But we'll go to Ellen Road, no matter what you do. Cut me in half and I will bleed yellow, white and blue. Crazy times have come, could have made me cry, but for Billy's sake we will never break. I'm Leeds till I die. All Leeds our way, all Leeds our way, all Leeds our way, all Leeds our way, all Leeds our way. We don't give up what the others say. We'll rock their ground with our Yorkshire sound when Leeds play away. Nobody likes us, we're a different breed, but we don't care, we'll always be there. All Leeds our way, all Leeds our way, all Leeds our way, all Leeds our
number 10, Super Gianni.
Daddy, who's that man with a number 10 on his shirt running up and down the wing?
Why, that's Gianni Alioski. Can you hear the Leeds fans sing? Alioski, Gianni Alioski. 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 Oh, you, Gianni Alioski. Gianni Alioski, we love you. And with Gianni Alioski, what we'll do, we'll beat every team around. He's a super number 10. Super Gianni Alioski, our Macedonian friend. Super Gianni Alioski, our Macedonian friend. Alioski, Gianni Alioski. 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 Oh, you, Gianni Alioski, we love you. And with Gianni Alioski, what we'll do, we'll beat every team around. He's a super number 10. Super Gianni Alioski, our Macedonian friend. Super Gianni Alioski, our Macedonian friend. He zooms like a motor car, he purrs like a jaguar, he prowls up and down the wing. He's frequently found offside, he fills all our hearts with pride. Now hear all the Leeds fans sing. Alioski, Gianni Alioski. Alioski, Gianni Alioski. Alioski, Gianni Alioski. Oh, you, Gianni Alioski, we love you. And with Gianni Alioski, what we'll do, we'll beat every team around. He's a super number 10. Super Gianni Alioski, our Macedonian friend. Super Gianni Alioski, our Macedonian friend. Alioski, Gianni Alioski. Alioski, Gianni Alioski, our Macedonian friend.
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality.
Open your eyes, look up to the skies where it leads. And I'm just a Leeds fan, Leeds from a Leeds family. 'Cause it's easy come Marcelo and King Bottom had to go. Take me where the winds go, 'cause it really matters where Leeds, where Leeds. Too late, 15 years have gone, sent shivers down my spine, playing League One all the time. Well, goodbye, championship, we've got to go. We gotta leave you all behind, we're taking room. Marcelo, pre-season wasn't right. I sometimes wish we'd never got to Birmingham. I see a little hacking bottom on the bench. Sack him off, 'cause he's really, really bossy. Thunder, thunder, lightning, this football is frightening. Leeds. Oh, Marcelo. Oh, Marcelo. Let me go. Bielsa's here and the devil built a side for Leeds. For Leeds. For Leeds. So you think you can come here and change my United matter. Leeds United matters to me.
Here we go with Leeds United. We're gonna give the boys a hand. Stand up and sing for Leeds United. They are the greatest in the land. Every day we're all gonna say we love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Everywhere we're gonna be there. We love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Marching on together, we're gonna see you win. We are so proud, we shout it out loud. We love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. We've been through it all together, and we've had our ups and downs. We're gonna stay with you forever, at least until the world stops going round. Every day we're all gonna say we love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Everywhere we're gonna be there. We love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Marching on together, we're gonna see you win. We are so proud, we shout it out loud. We love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. We are so proud, we shout it out loud. We love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.
We've lived our dream in the Champions League. Don Matteo in the San Siro, I can still believe. O'Leary's base could do nothing wrong. We began to spend, couldn't see an end, but it didn't last long. All leads our way, all leads our way, all leads our way, all leads our way, all leads our way. But we'll go to Ellen Road, no matter what you do. Cut me in half and I will bleed yellow, white and blue. Crazy times have come, could have made me cry, but for Billy's sake we will never break. I leads till I die. All leads our way, all leads our way, all leads our way, all leads our way, all leads our way. We don't give up what the others say. We'll rock their ground with our Yorkshire sound when it's way away. Nobody likes us, we're a different breed, but we don't care, we'll always be there. All leads our way, all leads our way, all leads our way, all leads our
Hiya,
Slip inside of Marcelo's mind. Don't you know you might find a better way to play? You say that you've never been, but the Premier League dream, it isn't far away. He's gonna start a revolution. Gotta leave you all behind. We'll take your roof, Marcelo. Preseason wasn't right. I sometimes wish we'd never got to I see a little hecking bottom on the bench. Sack him off, cause he's really, really bossy. Thunderbolt and lightning, this football is frightening. Leeds. Oh Marcelo, let me go. Bielsa's here and the devil built a side for Leeds, for Leeds, for Leeds. So you think you can come here and change my life? Your coaching makes me love you much more than my wife. Oh, Bielsa, just you listen, Bielsa. Just gotta get out, just gotta get right out of this league. Willies. Leeds United matters. Anyone can see. Leeds United matters. Leeds United matters to me.
Here we go with Leeds United. We're gonna give the boys a hand. Stand up and sing for Leeds United. They are the greatest in the land. Every day we're all gonna say we love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Everywhere we're gonna be there. We love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Marching on together, we're gonna see you win. We are so proud, we shout it out loud. We love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.
Daddy, who's that man with a number 10 on his shirt running up and down the wing?
Why, that's Gianni Alioski. Can you hear the Leeds fans sing? Alioski, Gianni Alioski. 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 Oh, you, Gianni Alioski. Gianni Alioski, we love you. And with Gianni Alioski, what we'll do, we'll beat every team around. He's a super number 10. Super Gianni Alioski, our Macedonian friend. Super Gianni Alioski, our Macedonian friend. Alioski, Gianni Alioski. 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 Oh, you, Gianni Alioski, we love you. And with Gianni Alioski, what we'll do, we'll beat every team around. He's a super number 10. Super Gianni Alioski, our Macedonian friend. Super Gianni Alioski, our Macedonian friend. He zooms like a motor car, he purrs like a jaguar. He prowls up and down the wing. He's frequently found offside. He fills all our hearts with pride. Now hear all the Leeds fans sing. Alioski, Gianni Alioski, Alioski, Gianni Alioski, Alioski, Gianni Alioski. Oh, Gianni, you, Gianni Alioski, Gianni Alioski, we love you. And Gianni, with Gianni Alioski, what we'll do, we'll beat every team around. He's a super number 10. Super Gianni Alioski, our Macedonian friend. Super Gianni Alioski, our Macedonian friend. Alioski, Gianni Alioski, Alioski, Gianni Alioski, our Macedonian friend.
We've lived our dream in the Champions League. Don Matteo in the San Siro, I can still believe. O'Leary's babes could do nothing wrong. We began to spend, couldn't see an end, but it didn't last long. All leads our way, all leads our way, all leads our way, all leads our way, all leads our way. But we'll go to Ellen Road, no matter what you do. Cut me in half and I will bleed yellow, white and blue. Crazy times have come, could have made me cry, but for Billy's sake we will never break our leads till I die. All leads our way, all leads our way, all leads our way, all leads our way, all leads our way. We don't give up what the others say. We'll rock their ground with our Yorkshire sound when Leeds play away. Nobody likes us, we're a different breed, but we don't care, we'll always be there. All leads our way, all leads our way, all leads our way, all
one's going round. Every day we're all gonna say we love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Everywhere we're gonna be there, we love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Marching on together, we're gonna see you win. We are so proud, we shout it out loud, we love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. We are so proud, we shout it out loud, we love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.
They have been certainly since, well, ever since I've been at the club really. So yeah, it all alludes to being a good positive night for us, hopefully.
Yes, it's true that I've improved the performance.
El perfil del equipo es más ofensivo y más agresivo.
The profile of the team is more offensive and more aggressive as well.
Y supongo que será un partido atractivo.
And he thinks it's going to be an attractive match.
Well, we certainly hope it will be. Glenn Murray and Michael Brown alongside me. And Michael, 9 games between now and the FA Cup third round. It was 10 from the weekend. That's over 20% of the league matches in the season. Just how important is this period? 1 for Reading in terms of trying to get away from the relegation zone, and 2 for Leeds trying to create a gap between themselves and third.
It's historically been season. Will he have got even better, regarding that? And obviously Mark Bowen, he understands that. He's seen around this championship and the leagues here for such a long time. But regarding Reading, can they just get a string of results together? And there's nothing worse of looking over your shoulder under that pressure. But there's no bigger test for them today. On Sky, everybody looks to those games, and obviously with the following that Leeds United are going to have, so they must start well in this game.
Glenn, how do you expect Leeds to try to expose Reading's 3 at the back, and how should Reading approach this game?
Well, I expect Leeds to be dominant in possession and out of possession, press really high and put a lot of pressure on Reading. But I think it's key that Reading try to find Ajaria and Swift and try and create chances for the strikers Puskas and Mieta. Yeah, looking forward to a good game at the Majewski.
An attractive game, so says Marcelo Bielsa. That's certainly what we're hoping for. And an attractive commentary team in Andy Hinchcliffe and Gary Weaver.
You've not seen this for a while, have you, Scott? Thank you, though. Leeds United are box office, and wherever they go, they always bring out the fans. And tonight, they could take the box seat in the promotion fight. The mood, though, has changed around this place. Reading removed Jose Gomez from office, and Mark Bowen has swept into power. Winning hearts. On to tonight's teams, and Reading are without Sam Baldock, who misses out with a hamstring injury. So Yaku Mete steps in to partner George Puskas in attack. Chris Gunter is still a Reading player, and he's back in from the cold, into the cold. He makes his first appearance since May, after being frozen out by previous manager Jose Gomez. He replaces the suspended Andy Yayadom tonight. Ovi Ajaria has the ability to open up any defence. He faces the best defence in the Championship tonight. Well, this is Marcelo Bielsa's favourite formation. It's the way he played with Chile and the way Leeds lined up at Luton on Saturday and against Queen's Park Rangers. He likes to play with a back 3 when facing 2 strikers, and Liam Cooper steps into that defence tonight at the expense of Gaetano Berardi. Tyler Roberts' role is key, plays behind the front 3, his natural position as a striker, but he's enjoying this particular role. Patrick Bamford thought he'd scored the winner against Luton at the weekend, but that goal has been taken away from him. He has, though, found his golden touch again. He's scored 2 goals in his last 2 games. So tonight, Reading facing the best defence in the Championship in Leeds United. Andy Hinchcliffe, therefore, how important will this man be?
Well, John Swift is Reading's creative spark. He has a front two to aim for, but finding the time and space in a really congested midfield to hit his strikers will not be easy for him tonight. And the stats don't lie. Ben White is the Championship's standout defender. He's elegant in possession. His defensive decision-making is so impressive. He can show his skills when the time is right to do that, but he's not afraid to put the ball. Looks every inch a Premier League player has been superb for Leeds.
So Marcelo Bielsa emerges into the Madejski Stadium, shakes the hand of Mark Bowen. The first time that those two have met. Eddie Niedzwiecki, also part of the Reading management team here. A smile on the face of Marcelo Bielsa as he is warmly welcomed on Royal Berkshire soil. So these Leeds United players know that tonight they could be back top of the Championship. It's in their hands. West Bromwich Albion don't play until tomorrow. For Reading, for the first time, Andy, under Mark Bowen, they have to respond to a defeat. How do they go about that?
Well, they have been really impressive since Mark took over. He has changed everything about them. They're a lot more compact, they're more effective going forward, they're harder to break down. Leeds United, in my opinion, are the best side in the Championship, but the way that Reading have played so far, if you put the Brentford result to one side, this will be a major test for Leeds.
Final blast there from Neil Diamond, and away we go at the Madejski Stadium. And Leeds United in control from the off, playing this formation of 3-3-1-3, which means Jack Harrison in particular on this left-hand side has to get through plenty of work patrolling up and down that left flank. We're in the Marcelo Bielsa team, you have to get through plenty of work. The Leeds attacking from the off here. It was Bamford's touch in the middle, which goes behind.
That's what you call a fast start. It's going to be a feature of this game, the switch of play. Starts with Cooper switching it out onto that right-hand side to Hernandez. It's a decent ball in from Ayling. It's just ahead of the ball, Patrick Bamford, but he's going to get plenty of service, plenty of opportunities tonight. He's in a decent run of form in front of goal as well.
Tried his best, didn't he, to claim that winner against Luton at the weekend, Patrick Bamford, but it's gone the way of Luton centre-back Matty Pearson, who will not want his fingerprints on it. Garcia, full length there by Ovi Ajari as he chased after the loose ball.
Well, Ajari's never going to reach this ball. The keeper's always going to get there first. There's not enough on it, really, from Cooper. He's actually pulling out of that, Ajari. It is an accidental collision. He could have really followed through and it could have been really dangerous, could have really hurt the goalkeeper, but he did actually pull out.
A season-long loan here from Liverpool, and at the end of that loan, a deal's already in place for him to sign permanently for just £3.5 million. If he continues the form he's been showing so far this season, that will be a real steal. Stuart Dallas. That's Roberts. Taken away by Phillips, but he quickly atones for the error. Tearing forward down that far side and sent behind by Gunter.
If you look at the Leeds formation on paper, Luke Ayling is playing supposedly in a back three, but already we've seen him step forward in the first couple of minutes and deliver two dangerous balls into the box. So they chop and change their positions, the Leeds players. Because they dominate the ball, it enables players to pop up all over the pitch.
Well, they've only scored one goal from a corner kick so far this season. They've had well over 100 corner kicks in the league so far this season, Leeds, with just the one goal from it. They increase that statistic, and it goes from Calvin Phillips. The touch from Swift. Leading the charge upfield for Reading. There's a great ball into the middle. All it needed was the finishing touch from Puskás. Swift picks up the baton, but that there could be the story of the evening, of what we're going to see here tonight. Reading looking dangerous on the transition.
It's a great example of what Reading need to do. They need to be brave, get the ball into Meite, use his pace. He does everything right. I thought he'd actually overrun it. It's just too much weight on the cross and Puskás couldn't make contact with it, but on the counter-attack, that's what Reading have to do.
Meite was the target again there, but it carries through to Garcia. boots to fill tonight for Yakou Meite, with Sam Baldock being out injured. Rare these days for two strikers to play together, and Mark Bowen has said that he's having to re-educate his strikers to play in a pair. Not Sam Baldock, but Puskás and Meite.
You get the sense that a lot of young players growing up are probably, well, certainly centre forwards are playing in a 4-2-3-1 formation as a lone striker, not part of a pair. So again, the players get into their 20s, not having played in a front two, and it's educating professional players how to play, to be part of a partnership.
Comes in with the throw-in. Puskás. By Ben White. Be one of the subplots to keep an eye on tonight. Ben White against George Puskás. Reading have their first corner of the evening. Morrison forward, he scored 7 goals for Birmingham last season. He's in the mix there. This is Stuart Dallas. Roberts. There's Click. There's Dallas again.
Opportunity there for Reading from the set piece with the 3 big centre halves up. It was a poor ball in from John Swift. You've got to beat that man at the near post, which was Patrick Bamford.
Central midfield role for Stuart Dallas here this evening, just as he played against Luton at the weekend. He's used to being moved around. Stuart Dallas played in 4 different positions during Northern Ireland's game against Netherlands. Ball forward, looking for Morrison on the far side of the pitch. Richards. Ajaria. Fans want. Now Meite, unable to shake off Stuart Dallas, but Reading beginning to set. Standing on the launch pad, his 2 centre-back partners, Miazga and Morrison, both forward for this long throw as he hurls that ball into the danger zone.
I expect this to be a game where Leeds will dominate the ball, commit lots of bodies up the pitch, but they can be caught out on the counter-attack. It's all about Meite's pace and his power, and then with the vision, he gets his head up, he plays exactly the right pass, it's just slightly too heavy. Puskás just can't read it, but that's exactly what Reading need to do, be brave on the counter-attack.
Did miss that wonderful chance against Brentford at the weekend. George Puskás, game which ended in a Brentford win at Griffin Park. Mateusz Klich. There's Klich again. Hernandez picking out Stuart Dallas, who tried to nudge the ball into the path of Harrison. Holding with eyes on that, but it's gone beyond him. Puskás will try and keep it interesting, but isn't able to catch up with it. Well, Mark Bowen has gone from former sporting director here to then getting the main job here. He swapped a steady job, which he could have been doing for many years to come, for a 7-month contract to become manager. And there were those who assumed he gave the job to himself and interviewed himself, but that wasn't the case. It was the co-owner, Da Yong, who phoned him and offered him the post, much to Bowen's surprise. because he had already started interviewing 3 candidates, Mark Bowen. But there was a lot of hostility from the fans. He was under pressure to win from day one, and he did just that. He's won all 3 home games.
Omar Richards gets his bearings completely wrong there. He'd read the crossfield pass again from Cooper. It's going to be a feature of the Leeds game. He's trying to nod it back to his goalkeeper, gets it all wrong, and it's given Leeds a really cheap set piece.
Well, as we said before, Leeds United don't tend to score from corners, but can they change it here? Calvin Phillips again on set-piece duty, driven in towards Luke Ayling. The break could be on again here for Reading. Swift. Mate again charging through the middle. Ajaria on this side of the pitch. Hits his backside. Dallas did well, but the ball has carried out of play.
It's good to see from Reading. It's not just the 2 strikers trying to get up the pitch. We've got Swift and Ajaria breaking forward as well. And for many teams, midfielders will be thinking, well, I don't want to risk stepping up the pitch because we're probably going to lose it. The opposition are likely to dominate the ball, so I'll just sit on the halfway line, wait for Leeds to come back at us. And it's really important that Swift and Ajaria are encouraged to step up the pitch and make it an attacking 4 when they can.
Well, we did see Luton Town sitting really deep against Leeds at Kenilworth Road on Saturday. New to the championship, of course, understandably so. And they almost took a point from the game until Pearson's own goal late on. But Leeds United are getting used to playing against teams who won't give them too much space.
I think sometimes teams decide to sit in against Leeds United and try and play on the counter-attack. That can work, but other times Leeds just squeeze the game into the opposition half, so you're forced to play from a deep position.
Mateusz Klich. This now is Liam Cooper. Pass and Calvin Phillips. Privileged Liam Cooper. It's not often Marcelo Bielsa makes unenforced changes to his starting 11, but he's put Liam Cooper back in here tonight. Key part of that Leeds back line. Patrick Bamford off the head of Dallas. There's Calvin Phillips. Now Cooper. Mateusz Klich. Started every championship game under Marcelo Bielsa. That's how important he is. Phillips. Stuart Dallas. Now it's Roberts. Dallas up there with him. Stuart Dallas tried to pick out Harrison. And White stepping forward for Leeds. Mateusz Klich. It's Stuart Dallas. Blocked by Morrison.
It's great vision, great touch from Hernandez. Little flick round the corner, knew exactly where Dallas was.
Signed a new deal at Leeds. Pablo Hernandez, he'll be 37 by the time that deal is up. But his influence does not fade on this Leeds United team.
As you know well, Gary, age is just a number.
So you keep telling me.
Until you get to 50.
Remember that, do you? There's Mateusz Klich. Nowhere to go for Reading. Richards finding Leeds-born Rinomhota. Swift trying to pick out Meite, just forced him wide, but Reading again breaking quickly. Meite away from Cooper, he's gone back for more. He's managed to squeeze that cross in, but Garcia pounces.
Great example of what I was talking about. Jonathan Swift stepping forward beyond Calvin Phillips. The ball was played his way. He's a little bit unlucky. Forward pass towards Meite. Sent the striker slightly wide and was overhit as well.
Jack Harrison giving chase to this. Firing that ball into the box. Hernandez looking to keep it alive for Leeds. Away by Morrison. Jack Harrison has started to add end product to his game in the last few weeks for Leeds. 4 assists in his last 7 games. Apologies if you were offended by any language you may have heard in the last few moments. Harrison. One thing Mark Bowen has tried to change is to make the distances shorter between each unit of his Reading team. He felt they were maybe too easy to play against towards the end of Jose Gomez's reign. He also wants them to get closer to the opposition, not stand off so much. Mateusz Klich. Liam Moore being hunted down by Roberts.
Well, as you would expect, Leeds dominating the ball. I think Mark Bowen, the Reading players, won't be too unhappy because, OK, they've not had a lot of the ball, but they're not being forced to sit too deep necessarily. They're not being defending on the edge of their own box and kind of holding on. They're still breaking forward when they can with the little possession that they've had.
They've not had more possession than the opposition in a game since September, Reading.
Mark Bowen has made such a difference since taking over at Reading. They're playing a 3-5-2 formation. The players know their jobs. They look a lot fitter. I think it's a case of less is more as well. They're not having as much possession. They're not passing the ball as much as they were under Jose Gomez, but they're more effective. They're playing forward a lot quicker. We've seen that tonight, and that's why they're more of a threat. And because they're compact, they're defensively a bit more solid as well.
He basically wants Reading to be horrible to play against. There's White. Cooper. Now Calvin Phillips. Jack Harrison trying to outwit Gunter. Roberts. Phillips. White slaloming forward. He did provide an assist against Luton at the weekend. It's forward again here. Now Dallas turning into Ajari.
It's no real surprise. We've seen Ayling stepping forward from that back three, and now it's White's turn.
Here come Leeds again with Phillips. Hernandez looking for Patrick Bamford. Leeds with the chance to go top tonight. The defence has been their rock this season, just the 10 goals conceded so far, the best record in the Championship. More often than not, a club's points total won't be far off their goals scored total, but Leeds are on 34 points, having scored just 23 goals. They have been creating chances, as we know, but not taking them, but their defence has been a real strong suit so far this campaign.
Well, Leeds aren't a defensive team. They're a team that defend well. There's a big difference. And you look at the goals that they've scored, you look at the stats in the games, they could have doubled the goals that they've scored, the opportunities they've had. They've just been less than clinical in front of goal. I think that will change as the season goes on. They do dominate games. If they start taking their chances, they'll absolutely finish in the top two.
Mateusz Klich. Klich again. Pablo Hernandez looking to make things happen. This is Harrison. Harrison's cross seen off for now. Harrison again. Now Calvin Phillips. Here applause around the Medeski Stadium. It is in memory of Ryan Duval, who died last week from Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Big Reading fan, he led Reading out of the 2015 FA Cup semi-final. He designed his own Reading shirt, which they wore, Ryan's Royals. And he was the child of courage at the Pride of Reading Awards in 2016. This project helped raise £15,000 for his school. He will always, always be remembered here at Reading. Luke Ayling, Leeds seeing plenty of the ball as we expected so far tonight. Harrison driving at Gunter. Now Calvin Phillips. Hernandez again looking for that little bit of magic to open up Reading here. Ayling's inside of him. Here is Luke Ayling. Bamford.
A couple of great pieces of defending from Chris Gunter. He's been out in the cold, but he's a vastly experienced defender, and up against Jack Harrison, he's done absolutely the right thing on a couple of occasions. Just stay on your feet, force Harrison backwards. At times you can't always win the ball as a defender, but force Harrison away from goal, and he did it really well.
All those games you can see going through there, available on the red button at home. Here, goalless at the Medeski Stadium. Leeds United dominating proceedings. Reading have had the best opportunity so far, which Puskás couldn't quite latch onto. Well, here come Leeds again. Mateusz Klich. Hernandez. It's a very humble Calvin Phillips, who cannot believe the amount of money which is being spoken about when he is spoken about in terms of a move to the Premier League. He wants to stay wearing that Leeds United shirt and get them to the Premier League. That's the dream. Harrison with the give and go. Gunter has stayed with him stride for stride.
It's good defending again from Gunter. So many occasions, whether it be fullbacks or wing-backs, they don't stay with their runner. They go to sleep, and with Harrison's pace, could easily have got in behind Gunter. And that experience kicked in, and he was always goal side.
He may well have forgotten the way here, Chris Gunter, because he's not played in the first team for so long. But back in there tonight. Calvin Phillips with the corner, away by Ajarian. Jose Gomez made the decision to freeze out Gunter, and Gareth McCleary's on the bench tonight, as well as Sam Baldock as well. He was also frozen out. New manager, new ideas, and Mark Bowen has brought them all back in. Rinomhota, Gunter. There's Chris Gunter again, trying to pick out Puskás. It's Dallas. Hernandez. Ayling wants to pick out the run of Roberts. It's been a nearly game so far for Leeds.
I think Marcelo Bielsa will be happy at all with the quality of the forward balls that Leeds are playing. A few occasions they've been fairly aimless, they've been overhit. Got to be more patient. Just keep hold of the ball, keep recycling it, push and pull Reading around, don't force it.
He's not been able to sit too comfortably on his buckets too many times this season, Marcelo Bielsa. Leeds haven't been blowing teams away, as we mentioned earlier on. But they are managing games. Be that time for Mateusz Klich. We need to make sure that those errors don't continue, Leeds United.
You have to give Reading a lot of credit. The defensive shape is excellent when Leeds have the ball. Most importantly, when they win it back, Reading, they're looking to play forward with quality, not just lumping it forward and expecting Leeds to come straight back at them.
Ajaria. Swift. Liam Moore may take the target.
It's really good defending from Liam Cooper. He steps across his man, that's how to defend without touching the ball.
Tyler Roberts. And it's a loose ball.
Well, again, they're just trying to force the issue. Again, that's down to how Reading are setting themselves up, and that's when Marcelo Bielsa's got to get the message on. Just keep that ball moving. You've got an easy pass on. Don't try and play the killer pass every time you have the ball, but it's a sign of Leeds' frustration.
He says playing this way, this particular formation, Marcelo Bielsa, is all about fluidity and rotation and concentration.
I think we've seen that already with centre-halves stepping forward, Ayling and White. Harrison will roll in field, Klich will come out onto this left-hand side, and Pablo Hernandez will drift in field from that right-hand side. So it is about chopping and changing your positions as Leeds players.
Maintains done well to force the corner.
Well, this is where John Swift needs to deliver a decent ball in. Patrick Bamford going back to the near post area. He's the player that Swift has to bypass because he's got plenty of targets, and Leeds are vulnerable from set pieces.
4 of the 10 conceded have come from corner kicks. Bamford again, guarding that zone just outside the near post.
It's too easy, it's a real let-off for Leeds. It's right on his forehead, and it's a simple clearance.
Ajaria, leaving Ayling in his wake. Ajaria again, he's got great feet over Ajaria. He was just missing the end product there. He opened the space beautifully, that's what he can do.
Yeah, but it's so important when you open that space up that you do finally deliver. It's just good defensive positioning from Stuart Dallas to clear the danger.
Reading did all they could to make sure that they brought Ovie Ajaria back to this club in the summer. After he lit up this place during a loan spell last season. Moore with the throw. Miazga. This now is Bamford. Harrison to his left, Roberts through the middle. Tyler Roberts almost into the path of Jack Harrison. Nicely done by Swift, who almost ran into trouble.
Well, Jack Harrison had been able to take that ball in his stride. He was in on goal. It all started with a really composed pass out from the back. And Luke Ayling, that's what Leeds can do. Play with real intent, real dynamism as well. 3 or 4 players flying up the pitch.
Hooked away by Ayling. Morrison. Ayling. Hernandez. There's Stuart Dallas. No holding back from Moore. By the looks of it, wants a little bit more cover in those situations. Click. Now Phillips. There's Jack Harrison. Roberts, seen off. Ajaria using his body really well. Thought he was caught late there by Calvin Phillips, but the referee, Darren Bond, was right on the scene and thought otherwise. Harrison. Reading claiming handball, and they get the free kick.
It's not been easy for Jack Harrison up against Chris Gunter. He's won most of the one-on-one battles, and what Gunter's doing really well, he's forcing Jack Harrison infield, into traffic, into the Reading midfielders or centre-halves, and it's very important for Harrison to release the ball. Maybe little 1-2s in behind Gunter, but he's done really well so far, the right wing-back.
Yeah, we mentioned before, it's been difficult for him, 30 years of age. Hasn't played a single minute since the back end of last season, Chris Gunter, and it has affected him. He's found it tough. He's had to train with the under-23s, but this is a big opportunity for him tonight to establish himself again. Although the man he's replacing here, the suspended Andy Yayadon, has been excellent so far this season for Reading. Ever frozen out, Andy?
Pretty much at every club I ever played for. I occasionally thawed.
Tyler Roberts in a little bit of trouble here. Leeds suffered a whole raft of injuries last season, and it's been happening again this campaign. They do train at a high intensity. It's the way Marcelo Bielsa does it.
Yeah, it probably would make sense if Roberts has to come off, that Hernandez would be the obvious one to drop into that space in behind Bamford, and Helder Costa would operate down the right-hand side.
Gesturing going on from the Leeds coaching staff to the players who've gathered around the dugout. Tyler Roberts back on his feet and is hoping to continue.
You get the feeling that the Leeds players will never be short of tactical advice.
I was reading the other day that Marcelo Bielsa, when he went to a job interview with Vélez Sarsfield, turned up with 57 videotapes to show the interview panel exactly what he would do. No stone left unturned. And Tyler Roberts is disappearing down the tunnel, so a change is imminent. Helder Costa will be the man to come on shortly. Here's Swift. Gunter with a chance to measure this for Reading. Important header. Ben White, the man with it for Leeds United. Stuart Dallas. First click. Plenty back for Reading, and a miscue from Stuart Dallas. He's claiming a corner if it does go out. Goal kick the decision.
Well, the game just opened up slightly. It's really positive play from Miazga. Gunter stepped forward for the first time down the right-hand side, delivered an excellent ball in, but it's a great defensive header from Ben White.
So Helder Costa into the action to replace Tyler Roberts. And as Andy mentioned earlier, it looks like Pablo Hernandez will play in that Tyler Roberts role just behind the front three.
It's very important that Omar Richards, Andy Rinomhota switch on to the new challenge that they face with Hernandez playing in that pocket of space. Helder Costa is very different from Hernandez. He will probably maintain the width down the right-hand side much more than Hernandez did.
Bamford. Reading have only conceded 4 goals from set pieces so far this season. Only Nottingham Forest have conceded fewer. Phillips with it, over the head of Ayling. Hernandez. Helder Costa goes in low, and it's sent back and behind by Morrison.
Well, Rinomhota has to get closer to Helder Costa. It's far too easy. Costa to whip that ball in.
The ball being carefully placed by Calvin Phillips. Zonal marking from Reading. Pinged in by Phillips. Liam Morey got his head on it. That's Hernandez. Deep ball in, and it's kept alive. Then White has a swing at it. This could be awkward here for Raphael, who gets the free kick.
Well, Liam Cooper does well to keep it alive. It's a difficult chance for White. It's a bouncing ball.
Have only conceded 4 goals from set pieces so far this season. Only Nottingham Forest have conceded fewer. Phillips with it, over the head of Ayling. Hernandez. Helder Costa goes in low, and it's sent back and behind by Morrison.
Well, Rinomhota has to get closer to Helder Costa. It's far too easy. Costa to whip that ball in.
Ball being carefully placed by Calvin Phillips. Zonal marking from Reading. Pinged in by Phillips. Liam Morey got his head on it. That's Hernandez. Deep ball in, and it's kept alive. Then White has a swing at it. This could be awkward here for Raphael. He gets the free kick.
Well, Liam Cooper does well to keep it alive. It's a difficult chance for White. It's a bouncing ball. Not easy to keep it down and on target. He makes a mess of that, Liam Moore, but it's a clear foul on the goalkeeper.
That is what we're seeing more of from Reading. Ball being launched by the goalkeeper to the halfway line, because they want to have their base camp to start their attacks in the opposition half, rather than the centre-backs passing the ball to each other for a couple of minutes. Harrison. There's Gunter. Now Rinomhota. Swift emerges with the ball. Gunter. Swift. Now Liam Moore. Richards. Meite. Richards. Meite. Goal from Swift, and he will settle for another corner. Were you happy with that one?
It beat the first man, so he's ticked that box.
Morrison trying to shake off Cooper in the middle. Meite!
That's what you call a proper delivery. It's flat, it's pacey, it takes everybody out of the game. It's right on the money for Meite. It's just sadly right at the Leeds goalkeeper. Meite can't do any more. Timing of the jump, he outmuscles Stuart Dallas. The problem is it's he can't do any more. Timing of the jump, he outmuscles Stuart Dallas. The problem is it's right down the goalkeeper's throat, and credit to see him moving across his line to get into that position to save it.
Great delivery though from Swift. Meite scored 1 goal in his last 10 games. Foul this time on Helder Costa.
It's been a really frustrating first half for Marcelo Bielsa and the Leeds players. Really impressed with Reading. Their defensive setup, their urgency, their intensity back on the counter-attack. And I think Leeds have been guilty about giving the ball away cheaply on a few occasions. But for me, it's all about Reading and their approach. They've made life very hard for a very good Leeds team.
And as we said before, that's exactly what Mark Bowen wanted to do. Make life difficult for the opposition so they don't enjoy playing against Reading. Ayling looking for Click. Ajaria. There's Miazga. Meite trying to run in behind Cooper and pull Cooper to the ground. More live football to come on Sky Sports tomorrow. West Bromwich Albion, the current leaders, against Bristol City. 7:30 Sky Sports football. Also, you can see Queen's Park Rangers against Nottingham Forest. 7:40 on Sky Sports Action. He's picked out Richards on that far side, and Costa was back defending, lifted the ball away from him. He did well there, Helder Costa.
Well, eventually he did. He was caught ball watching, and the bounce of the ball helped Costa to get a toe on it.
Yellow card going the way of Omar Richards.
It's been a really good contest in the wide areas. And Omar Richards against Helder Costa. It's Gunter. It's Jack Harrison. It could be where the game is won and lost.
This time it was Stuart Dallas on the end of the foul. Miazga does not agree.
I'm not sure there's any contact on Stuart Dallas.
Stuart Dallas. Patrick Bamford, time to spin, full circle. Hernandez. Stuart Dallas. It's Dallas claiming handball. The referee unmoved. Now Jack Harrison's cross. Bamford was in the middle. Reading again defending well. 2 additional minutes. Mateusz Klich. It's Jack Harrison. And Harrison commits the foul.
That's brilliant from Rinomhota. First time really Harrison's got away from Gunter. Rinomhota, as the defensive insurance, is back there to pinch the ball. It's really brave defending from Liam Moore. There's a possibility of a handball in there, but it seems to strike more in the chest, around the stomach. It's very close to Stuart Dallas as well. There's no way, even if it does touch his arm, that a penalty should be given for that.
Well, he did send a text of apology, Liam Moore, to Jose Gomez after Jose Gomez was sacked by Reading. Felt the players had let the outgoing manager down. Luke Ayling driving Leeds United up the pitch. Costa, Dallas was waiting in the middle for the ball to come his way.
Just wonder there, Helder Costa, could he take on Omar Richards, who's just been booked right on the edge of the penalty area, commit the defender. Of course, going to have to be very careful now.
He's a player who really does need space to really thrive, Helder Costa. Luke Ayling with that run again and gets his head on it this time. Punched away by Raphael. Been a frustrating first 45 minutes for Marcelo Bielsa and Leeds. They've dominated the ball, but it's Reading who've had the best opportunity, coming the way of Yakou Mete, but his header was straight at Kiko Casilla. At the break at the Medeski, it's Reading 0, Leeds United 0.
Can England finish on a high in New Zealand? The second and final test. On Sky Sports, feel it all.
We've lived our dream in the Champions League. Don Matteo in the San Siro, I can still believe. O'Leary's base could do nothing wrong. We began to spend, couldn't see an end, but it didn't last long. All leads our way, all leads our way. go to Ellen Road. No matter what you do, cut me in half and I will bleed. Yellow,
first half already come out.
Dragging across,
crazy time
across the face of goal with Gareth Dean.
could have made me cry, but for Billy's sake, we will never break. I'm Leeds till I die. All Leeds our way. 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 We don't give up what the others say. We'll rock their ground with our Yorkshire sound when Leeds play away. Nobody likes us. We're a different breed, but we don't care. We'll always be there. All Leeds our way. 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 Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality.
Open your eyes, look up to the skies where Leeds. I'm just a Leeds fan, Leeds from a Leeds family. 'Cause it's easy come Marcelo and King Bottom had to go. Take me where the winds go, 'cause it really matters. We're Leeds, we're Leeds. Too late, 15 years have gone, sent shivers down my spine, playing League One all the time. Well, goodbye, championship, we've got to go. We gotta leave you all behind. We're taking room for Marcelo. Pre-season wasn't right. I sometimes wish we'd never got to I see a little hecking bottom on the bench. Sack him off, 'cause he's really, really bossy. Thunderbolt and lightning, this football is frightening. Leeds. Oh Marcelo, oh Marcelo, oh Marcelo, oh Marcelo, oh Marcelo, let me go. Bielsa's here and the devil felt aside for Leeds, for Leeds, for Leeds. So you think you can come here and change my life?
Hiya, thanks for watching this video. Cheers.
Slip inside of Marcelo's mind. Don't you know you might find a better way to play? You say that you've never been, but the Premier League dream, it isn't far away. He's gonna start a revolution here in Leeds, and a 1K running track is all he needs. Step outside, 'cause Ellen Road's in blue. He gives our kids a starting place. Marcelo, let me kiss your face. It's true, Steve Evans really burned my heart out. So Sally can wait. He's gonna translate as he's talking on Sky. So we came third place, but down the back in anger, Bielsa's ace. Take me to the place where we go. It's called Ellen Road. Every night and day. Please don't put my club in the hands of a small Barnsley fan. Throw it all away. He's gonna start a revolution here in Leeds, and a 1K running track is all he needs. Step outside, 'cause Ellen Road's in blue. He gives our kids a starting place. Marcelo, let me kiss your face. It's true, Steve Evans really burned my heart out. So Sally can wait. He's gonna translate as he's talking on Sky. So we came third place, but down the back in anger, Bielsa's ace. So Sally can wait. He's gonna translate as he's talking on Sky. So we came third place, but down the back in anger, Bielsa's ace. So Sally can wait. He's gonna translate as he's talking on Sky. So we came third place, but don't look back in anger. Don't look back in anger. Bielsa's ace.
From Argentina to West Yorkshire comes the man to end our years of torture. From the darkness we're rising to our feet. Well, Leeds United, England's elite. Marcelo, El Loco, up the league. Here we go, with your bucket as you throw. You're the king of Ellen Road. Champions of Europe, Billy Bremner, blue, white and yellow, starting to remember. Are the good times coming back to Leeds? With Bielsa, United fans Berlin. Marcelo, El Loco, up the league. Here we go, with your bucket as you throw. You're the king of Ellen Road. The time is now, time to march on up together. Bielsa boys taking leads to lands far away. The greatest team the world has seen will follow you. We'll sing for you on and away and away. Marcelo, El Loco, up the league. Here we go, with your bucket as you throw. You're the king of Ellen Road. Marcelo, El Loco, up the league. Here we go, with your bucket as you throw. You're the king of Ellen Road. Marcelo, El Loco, up the league. Here we go, with your bucket as you throw. You're the king of Ellen Road. Na na na, na na na, na na na, na na na. With your bucket as you throw. You're the king of Ellen Road. You're the king of Ellen Road. You're the king of Ellen Road.
Daddy, who's that man with a number 10 on his shirt running up and down the wing?
Why, that's Gianni Alioski. Can you hear?
First foray forward of the second half by Leeds.
First time we've seen Pablo Hernandez in that central position, dictating the play. It's clever from Dallas, but it's really good defending. And Omar Richards, he just stays on his feet, he watches the ball, he lets Helder Costa run into him.
Stronger on his left side, Helder Costa, which is why he didn't want to take the shot on with his right foot.
Couldn't shoot first time, he had John Swift closing him down as well, so Swift did his job, and then Richards was there to back Swift up.
Costa replaced Tyler Roberts, who was injured in the first half. Richards on Ayling, and Richards has already been yellow carded.
He has to be so careful. I'm sure Calvin Phillips just having a word with the referee to say he's been booked, you know. To be fair to him, he is trying to get to the ball. It's not the most malicious you've ever seen. I don't think he deserves a yellow card. It's not reckless.
Pablo Hernandez. Hernandez again. Costa. Well, he's dealt with everything he's had to deal with so far.
Well, Reading have to get close to Pablo Hernandez. That was a brilliant pass into the feet of Helder Costa. It's that ability in those central areas, Hernandez, to pick out teammates in dangerous positions, so Reading have to close him down.
News from the Leeds United dugout is that Tyler Roberts went off the field with a hamstring injury. Dallas, Ayling. A foray forward from Ben White. He's got the free kick. He is causing problems when he steps forward.
There just seems to be more urgency, more tempo to the Leeds performance at the start of this second half. That's really epitomised here by Ben White. Space in front of him, so he attacks it. He is nudged off the ball. Into space, get your teammates to attack it.
Holding a high line. Phillips looking for Luke Ayling, who made the dash into the gap. Phillips again, there's Ayling once more. Kick. He is causing problems when he steps forward.
There just seems to be more urgency, more tempo to the Leeds performance at the start of this second half. That's really epitomised here by Ben White. Space in front of him, so he attacks it. He is nudged off the ball.
Leeds attacking the end where their 2,000 fans are housed at the Madejski Stadium.
There's a lovely corridor there for Calvin Phillips just to drift the ball into. Play that ball into space, get your teammates to attack it.
Holding a high line. Phillips looking for Luke Ayling, who made the dash into the gap. Phillips again, there's Ayling once more. Hernandez. Ben White, nicely done, Luke Ayling. More stepped across his path. For a challenge, says the referee.
Well, there's contact from Liam Moore, but it's absolutely not a foul.
Again, though, how good was Ben White there in an advanced position? That was not good from Meite.
There's not many defenders that step forward and have the vision to pick out a clever little reverse pass, as Ben White does here. He does the right thing breaking forward, but it's just shoulder to shoulder. He throws himself to the ground, Ayling. It's not a penalty.
There's Dallas. Pablo Hernandez trying to shake off Swift. Frustration in that foul there from Ayling on Ajaria.
Bamford does well to get away from his man in Liam Moore, certainly onside, but all he can do is knock that back down. He's not going to score from there. You can see him, arms out wide, saying, I need support. I can only head it back. You've got to follow me in, and I can maybe find you with that header down.
Well, he was about to lose his place to Eddie Nketiah a few weeks ago before Nketiah was injured. Marcelo Bielsa was planning on starting Nketiah against Queen's Park Rangers and giving him a run of starts. But Patrick Bamford, the man who, as we know, builds platforms up front for Leeds, has now started scoring for Leeds as well, so it's the perfect way to play for Marcelo Bielsa, building the platforms and scoring the goals. Quite what Stuart Dallas was intending, and it presents Reading with a corner.
Well, he was put under a lot of pressure. That's why he sliced that ball and gave away a cheap set piece. First chance really for Reading to step up the pitch.
It's Swift on set piece duty again. Kassir off his line and gets to it.
It's very good goalkeeping. Anticipates where that ball is going to drop. He's on his toes and he times his punch absolutely perfectly.
comes Liam Moore again. Patrick Bamford has sprinted back inside his own penalty area to try and help out here. Cooper gets to it, then Costa. Here it comes again from Moore. Miazga gets the flick on. Calvin Phillips. Hernandez. Harrison ahead of it. White once more stepping forward. Helder Costa. White. Click. Now Bamford. Costa again. This is where Reading have been really good, keeping their concentration and focus. No gaps appearing.
Once again, Ben White stepping out from that centre-half position. Such an effective player. He loves to defend, get blocks in, gets headers in. And he loves to step forward into the opposition half. It looks as if he's had as many touches in the Reading half as in his own.
Box-to-box midfielder, according to the touches, man. Phillips drives that corner in. And the header from Liam Cooper goes wide.
He's got away from his man, he is free. That's why I think he's got his head in his hands. He knows he should be doing a lot better. I'm not saying he should score from there, but he heads it goalwards. Harrison is free as well. There's an opportunity.
Back on the day job, winning that header. Dallas. Costa doing the fouling on Liam Moore.
Well, Leeds have definitely stepped things up at the start of this second half. As expected, they're dominating the ball, but they're playing with more urgency, more tempo. They're moving that ball quicker. They're getting the ball much more into that defensive third of Reading, and the longer that carries on with the tempo that they're playing at, eventually you feel they will create a very good chance.
Reading have tightened up under Mark Bowen defensively. As we said in the first half, those distances between each unit now is shorter than it was at the start of the season. More compact. That's Morrison. Important signing from Birmingham City in the summer. Michael Morrison was only offered a one-year deal at Birmingham. Was offered 2 years here at Reading. I wonder what he made of what Gary Monks had to say about Pep Clotet today. Ayling. This is Calvin Phillips, hunted down by Puskás. Now Ayling, stopped in his tracks by Rinomhota. Puskás, who started that press. There's Swift. Swift went for it. Sent behind by Hernandez.
Oh, that's brilliant from Reading, and what they're doing, they're closing. Now in numbers, it's not just isolated players going after the ball. You know, one goes in Puskás, then there's Rinomhota sliding in to get a challenge. Ajari is there as well. course, you've got to defend in numbers, but you've got to attack and press in numbers as well, and that's why they win the ball back out of the pitch and get this corner.
Miazga's lost his man in the middle, and this is Yakou Meite, who couldn't latch onto the bouncing ball because Dallas beat him to the punch. Kassi is on his way. Kassi throws that ball and make sure he kept it in play because he was about to cross the byline. Good awareness from the Leeds keeper. Hernandez. Helder Costa. Now Mateusz Klich. Good ball in, Mateusz Klich, and Bamford was closing in at the far post.
Oh, it's a fabulous ball in. Exactly the position that Klich should be playing this ball into. We've got defenders there heading back towards their own goal. That's not where you want to be. You see Miazga there, he's worried about making contact as he fears putting that into his own goal. It's all down to the quality of the ball in from the pole.
We know when Marcelo Bielsa arrived at Leeds and he set up the players into 3 different groups. Mateusz Klich was in Group 3, which was the group that was expected to lead. He started every championship game for Marcelo Bielsa.
He's not just starting every game, his influence in games in terms of goals and assists, he's been brilliant for Bielsa.
Morrison. Meite tried to keep Cooper at arm's length. He's found Swift. Richards.
Well, it looks as if Reading have weathered that early lead storm. Certainly got a foothold in the second half now.
Dallas in front of the assistant referee, not getting what he was looking for. He'll always try and influence the game wherever he plays. Stuart Dallas has been excellent when he's been played out wide by Leeds and Northern Ireland. Of course, his natural position was a winger, Stuart Dallas, but he's being moved infield again for this game this evening. Dallas again. Richards seen off by Helder Costa. There's Liam Moore. Ben White who got the better of Meite. Richards again, and Helder Costa tracking back and winning it back for Leeds. Now Hernandez. Jack Harrison. Pablo Hernandez. Reading have come up with the answer.
Leeds need to play with more width, playing in those congested central areas. That's making it easier for Reading.
Puskás. The cavalry's arriving in the middle. A wild cross from Puskás sends the ball behind.
I just need composure. You know, he thrashes at it. Worked really hard to get the ball back. They've got up the pitch. And just play the ball off the defender, get a set piece. Oh, that's wild and way over the crossbar.
23 years of age, George Puskás, now at his 7th club. Reading's record buy, £8 million they spent on him from Inter, where Javier Zanetti used to look after him. Took him under his wing. Puskás said he'll never forget senior player looking after him like that.
Well, Puskás scored that incredible goal against Cardiff. We all thought he was capable of doing that game in and game out, but it hasn't materialised. But not for the once of trying. He's a willing worker, always looking to score goals.
Johnny Alioski will be coming on shortly for Leeds. Mateusz Klich, again the door was slammed shut. Miazga saw the danger this time for Reading. Calvin Phillips. Stuart Dallas. Klich. It's Dallas! And the crossbar is still shaking. Puskás giving chase to that. Good approach play from Leeds United.
That's a brilliant piece of play. So simple though from Stuart Dallas. Little give and go. He does exactly the right thing, trying to whip it into that top corner, and he's so unlucky.
Was screaming for the ball there from Stuart Dallas. It breaks down for Leeds United, but that's the closest they've been.
It's an example really what Leeds need to do the simple things really well, just pass and move football. And the goalkeeper's beaten all ends up. If that is 6 inches lower, it'll be a sensational opening goal.
Phillips doing the defending that time. Leeds are still waiting to make this change. Alioski giving further tactical instruction. There's Ayling. It will be Mateusz Klich who will make way shortly for Leeds. Helder Costa away from Richards, sent away by Moore.
That's exactly what Helder Costa should do now against Omar Richards, take him on, but the defensive positioning from Moore was superb.
There's the change there. Alioski replacing Mateusz Klich, so we wait to see what that will mean for Leeds United. Klich leaving the pitch at the nearest exit on this near side.
Good luck trying to work out exactly what Bielsa's going to do tactically.
And we'll come back to you next week. Hooked away that time by Puskás. Cooper. Alioski. Harrison driving in field again, but stopped in his tracks again. Ajaria. Rinomhota. Safeguard to give away by Alioski.
That's brilliant from Reading, brilliant from Gunter. Again, he's touch tight with Harrison. Gets a toe on the ball. And suddenly Reading are moving up the pitch, and Rinomhota, the holding midfielder, more than willing to step forward and pick up the free kick.
Reading's player of the year last season, Andy Rinomhota, Leeds born, looking to try and take down his hometown club here.
You know, every team needs a player like Rinomhota. He does his job so well, and he releases the more creative influences around him.
Lucas Boyer will be coming on shortly for Reading. That's bounced all the way through. Morrison, it's Morrison, and it's over the top. But the inquiry will begin at the back for Leeds as to how that found its way all the way through.
It's a golden chance. When you put the ball into the box, anything can happen. Bamford makes a complete hash of it on the edge of the box. I think it's Calvin Phillips who gets close to Mate. I don't think there's a foul in there at all. I think Phillips does really well, but it breaks kindly for Morrison, who's off balance. And there really a side foot finish, and it could be 1-0 Reading.
Costa. Dallas. Costa's done well. Calvin Phillips. Hernandez. Now Harrison. Alioski. Dallas. No real trouble for Raphael and the Reading goal.
Just hangs out really a lazy leg there, Stuart Dallas. He really needs to punch that goalwards. It's very easy for the goalkeeper. If he punches that towards one of the corners, have a chance of opening the scoring.
Quarter of the game to go. Goalless at the Medeski Stadium. Leeds looking to go top of the championship tonight. Helder Costa again. Another Leeds corner. The Leeds fans continue to sing in Berkshire. Want to go short that time to Hernandez, who runs out of pitch.
Well, if you're Cooper and White, you'd be really disappointed in this. Okay, it's off the training ground, but they get it horribly wrong. The centre-halves have run 70 yards up the pitch, now they've got to run 70 yards back. The ball's not been delivered for them.
Off goes George Puskás, who had that early opportunity, just couldn't quite latch onto Meite's pass in the opening few minutes. He's put a shift in tonight, defensively at times too, and on in his place is Lucas Boyer, who is predominantly a left winger but can play through the middle. Costa. Ajaria. That's more.
It's not the area you want to be playing in. Just play that ball a little bit longer, bypass the Leeds press and get up the pitch.
Leeds have to believe that this goal is coming. At the moment, letting the immovable object. Harrison.
Leeds are working really hard to get Harrison and Costa isolated against their wing-backs. All they're really getting from doing that is set pieces and knock decent crosses into the box for their strikers to get on the end of.
It'll be a more orthodox corner routine this time. Bamford, White, Ayling, they're all waiting. It's dropped to Cooper. Raphael coming through the crowd, gets something on it. And sent spinning back over the crossbar by Ben White.
Well, the keeper had to come and try and deal with this. It's not the strongest punch you'll ever see, but it's a difficult bouncing ball for Ben White to get over and score from.
That's Chris Gunter. Costa. Calvin Phillips. Alioski. Dallas forward on this near side of the pitch. It's Dallas who finds the side netting.
His reaction tells you everything. There's no one anywhere near him. He's made an excellent run. He sees the ball all the way onto his foot. See, Liam Moore's had to step infield to try and deal with Bamford. He's got to go to the keeper's right. Don't go for power, just get the side of your foot on the ball. Go for accuracy, because the keeper's covering that near post. Put it to his right and you score.
Alioski on the surge again. There's Harrison. Alioski. He will deliver crosses, as we've seen.
Leeds again on the front foot. It's just a question whether Reading have the mental and physical reserves. Could be 20 minutes left to play, and it's going to be incredibly tough for them to keep Leeds out.
Alioski again. Morrison taking charge. Here's Miazga. A scrap with Ben White. Now it's Swift. Ajaria takes the ball into his path beautifully, and his effort at goal is sent spinning behind by White.
And once again, the Reading midfielders stepping up the pitch, being brave, winning the ball back high. Ajaria and Swift, the two most creative players, willing to do the defensive work high up the pitch. And an opportunity arises on the edge of the box because of it.
Just took that into his stride beautifully there, Ovi Ajaria. Those fell at Rangers and the Steven Gerrard, which didn't quite work out for him, but it's working out for him here at the Medeski Stadium. Whatever the intention was there, did not work for Reading, and they could pay the price here. It's Helder Costa. Richards back minding the shot.
And Costa needed to lay that ball back down to Jack Harrison, and he would have played, I'm sure, the forward ball to Alioski, and Leeds could have been in behind Reading.
Reading were the biggest net spenders in the Championship in the summer, and that's why the owners here have said top six is the target. They believe the squad here is good enough for the top six, and that's why Jose Gomez paid the price for a slow start to the season. Which led to this man sweeping into power. Richards. Boyer looking for Meite. White giving the ball away to Ajaria, who's picked up again here, being pursued by Calvin Phillips. Miazga. This now with Alioski. Miazga again, Swift. Calvin Phillips. Bielsa once again in his technical area down below us, gesturing to his Leeds United players. Calvin Phillips stepping in ahead of Swift for committing the foul. Well, Reading hunting a goal here. Sam Baldock missing out with a hamstring injury. He's been back in the fold under Mark Bowen. His energy and relentless running and his goals have played a big part in Reading's revival.
Yeah, Meite's done well stepping in for him, but so impressed with Sam Baldock. We know he can score goals, but you're right, playing in a front two that want to press the opposition defenders. That's exactly what Mark Bowen wants from his strikers.
Boyer. There's Swift. Boyer again looking for Swift. It's Boyer. Dallas stood in his way. It has carried behind, has it? The assistant referee says no. Liam Cooper.
Leeds need to keep the tempo up. See Calvin Phillips there just taking an age to pick his pass. They need to keep that ball moving, because if Reading get themselves set defensively, as shown throughout the game, they are hard to break down.
Ayling, take it out. Boye the aggressor.
He's tempted in Boye to try and pinch it, thinks he can get there ahead of Ayling, he can't. He's giving a free kick away in a really dangerous area.
Cooper has had his shirt ripped. Someone keeping a close eye on him. Or maybe just the style. Pablo Hernandez looking to deliver here for Leeds United. He asked the question, Reading again, came up with the answer. Gunter getting to it. Huge shift, Chris Gunter tonight, considering it's his first appearance of the season. Free with a bit of sorting out to do in the middle. Rinomhota has blood down his face. Reading will not want to be short-handed defending this corner. Well, Marcelo Bielsa saw his team find a solution at the weekend. It came late on. To win this game, it's going to have to come late again.
Of course, it is a question of keeping on going, but finding the touch of quality that we've not really seen from Leeds during the course of the game. But he's having a little bit of a wander around. Clearly he's thinking tactically about what he should do. Or maybe not.
He's upping that step count, isn't he? 10,000 a day, apparently. It wasn't just great for Leeds United that Marcelo Bielsa decided to stay in the summer. Great for English football and the Championship too. We'll be hoping that this is the season he can guide Leeds United to the Premier League. If he doesn't, then he will probably be off in the summer.
Yeah, we have learned so much about tactics and methods of coaching, the influence he's had on Pep Guardiola, Diego Simeone, Mauricio Pochettino. Okay, he's not won an awful lot during his career, but the way he approaches coaching, obsessiveness, the single-mindedness, I think has been a lesson to any modern coach about what you need to be successful.
He has changed the game, a game changer during his time as a manager. Change of shirt on the way here for Andy Rinomhota as Leeds prepare to take this corner kick. Again, it's zonal marking from Reading. And they are short-handed for this. Calvin Phillips drives the ball to Hernandez. Another Leeds corner. Rinomhota is back on the field.
Oh, he has the ability, Hernandez, to score from there. It's a difficult chance. You see by his reaction, he knows he hasn't timed that correctly.
He's lingering again, just outside the penalty area. Phillips for the corner, a deep one. Off the head of Miazga. Here is Hernandez. Stuart Dallas. Helder Costa, Harrison. Nicely done by Miazga. Gunter goes long, looking for Meite. Stays this way, West Bromwich Albion will remain top of the championship by a point from Leeds United. West Bromwich Albion against Bristol City, live on Sky Sports tomorrow. Huge derby on the way on the 7th of December. Manchester will come to a standstill. City against United, 5 p.m, Sky Sports Premier League. Premier League is where Leeds United are longing to get back to. Calvin Phillips was 8 years old the last time Leeds were in the top division. Around wearing a Leeds United shirt with the name Smith on the back, Alan Smith. Reading about to make a change. Danny Loader will be coming on shortly. It will be Yaku Meite who will make way. There's Ajaria moving away from Costa and away from Phillips. Helder Costa got back goal side and Phillips trying to get back goal side too. And the skill of Obi Ajaria has won that free kick for Reading.
I'm not sure it's the final challenge from Calvin Phillips. The referee has tried to play the advantage. I'm sure it's an earlier challenge that Leeds have been penalised for. So impressed with his work rate off the ball, but on the ball, you know, his balance, his confidence to take players on. I think that's where the foul is initially, that coming together with Helder Costa. I don't think Calvin Phillips does a lot wrong.
Off goes Yaku Meite, so Mark Bona's changed the front two now. And on comes Danny Loader, who burst onto the scene last season. He started against Leeds last season at Ellen Road a year ago. Reading ball, he is on the pitch. John Swift has eyes on this. It looks like Reading are building a two-man wall. As you can see, Miazga and Morrison to try and help block the view of Kiko Casilla. It's Swift, and Casilla deals with it.
The keeper does really well because it's not just the fact it's a bouncing ball, but he actually palms it wide. He doesn't keep it alive in a central area for a tap-in.
Here come Leeds United. Helder Costa, that takes a deflection, and it's headed in at the far post by Jack Harrison. Good teams find an answer. Good teams always find a way, and Leeds United have come up with the solution.
Well, I mentioned earlier in the half about Leeds. They need to play with more width. So we've got Helder Costa crossing, Jack Harrison scoring, the two wide players affecting the game. And it all comes from the Reading set piece. A good save actually from Casilla, the bouncing ball. It's how quickly Leeds go back up the pitch. He was getting Helder Costa on the ball in a wide area, isolated against his man. Well, that's where the problems come. There's no way that Richards is going to get across, or Ajari is going to get across and block this cross. There is a touch on it, but Jack Harrison has made up ground from the halfway line. He's not stood and watched. He's gone and joined in. I said Leeds have struggled for quality throughout the game. Finally, they get a decent ball in. A quality forward run from Harrison. Could that win the game, take them top of the league?
In the driving rain, Jack Harrison drove forward and made sure that was his. And just as they did at the weekend at Luton, Leeds United have struck late on, and this goal may just take them top of the championship. And we are seeing more end product now from Jack Harrison. A player who can call on the advice of David Villa, who knew about scoring goals, still does. That could be a priceless goal for Leeds. Kiko Casilla, who made that important save just seconds before that Leeds United breakaway. Calvin Phillips. Morrison. Ajaria. Reading will be feeling hard done by. They held on for so long and created some opportunities themselves. And they're coming forward now. Ajaria is trying to latch onto it, but once again, Calvin Phillips doing that important job in front of his back line. Bouye was making inroads. Leeds free kick.
It's just worth looking at this goal again. I just want to highlight the work that Jack Harrison does. He actually flicks that ball in field to Dallas. So he's virtually on the edge of his own box, but look at the run that he makes, that desire to sprint virtually the whole length of the pitch to get on the end of this cross from Helder Costa. At times we kind of flag up the individual brilliance of players with the ball at their feet. Sometimes it's just about their desire to cover the ground, to get in on the end of a cross, and it's sensational from Harrison.
And all that extra fitness work he did in the summer has paid off. He trained twice a day during the off-season. For 4 weeks, he had his own personal trainer. He had a finishing coach as well to try and improve his finishing. It's all paid off for him.
Yes, he's got the fitness, but you look at his reaction. He flicks that ball in field, and he doesn't just say, that's a great flick, I'm going to admire it. You know, sprinting up the pitch to join the attack. It's that desire and how quickly and how switched on he is to influence what happens.
Into 3 additional minutes. We've said Leeds have been managing games this season. Last season we maybe see them pushing for a second goal even at this stage of the game. But the points are in the palm of their hand. Calvin Phillips.
But if that is the goal that wins the game, it's about Leeds going and getting the winning goal, not just hoping it'll happen, hoping for a Reading defensive error. Well, they pushed on, they took a chance, and looks like they're going to get all 3 points.
Helder Costa, maybe they will push for a second here. Alioski is forward on the far side. Room for Pablo Hernandez. Can always be dangerous. Hernandez again. Costa. Dallas. Alioski. 90 seconds to play.
It's harsh on Reading because they've put so much work in. It's not just been a defensive effort. They've tried to get at the pitch and score a goal. They've had their chances. They've been undone by some dynamic running.
Gareth McCleary about to come on for Reading, but first of all, Leeds will make their change. Jamie Shackleton will replace the match winner as it stands, Jack Harrison.
Also, you have to admire his mental strength because Chris Gunter has had probably the best of the battle between them, but he never let his head drop, and when there was an opportunity to get on the end of a cross, he was there ahead of Gunter the first time really in the game.
So Shackleton on, Harrison off, McCleary on for Reading, Rinomhota off. Leeds are almost there. Ajaria. Danny Loader. Tough one for Reading to take after everything they've put into this contest. They kept Leeds at arm's length, had chances themselves, but ultimately Leeds look to have come away with the goods. They march on.
After Man City beat Chelsea, Roy Keane was talking about a result that champions get, that ability to win. At times playing scruffy football, but just taking an opportunity when it comes along. And for Leeds, if they are to win this game, this is the type of performance that gets you promoted.
These are the men hoping to finally...
To West Yorkshire comes the man to end our years of torture. From the darkness we're rising to our feet. Well, Leeds United, England's elite. Marcelo